So today I'm going to walk you through the Photoshop basics, brushing color and adding text. You need to have downloaded that image, flower.jpg, from the page on Blackboard and put it somewhere where you can find it. I put mine on my desktop in that Photoshop folder. So I'm going to just go up here and do File, Open. And here I am on the desktop in my Photoshop folder, and there's that flower image. I'm going to click it and open it. And if you just follow along with those instructions, they say, use this quick selection tool, which is W on the keyboard. If you have trouble finding it over here, just hit W. You'll get the quick selection tool or the magic wand, whichever one you use last. So make sure you're on the quick selection tool. Now I'm going to use a fairly small brush size for my selection tool. You can change that brush size pretty easily by, again, using your right and left bracket keys. So I'm going to make mine about that big, and I'm just going to begin selecting the petals on this flower, a few at a time. I'm going to try not to get any of the center of the flower so that it won't change color when I use the color brush. Now you can kind of see what you've got selected with the marching ants, or you can move over here and show this quick mask mode, and it will show you everything that you have selected. So if you've missed something or you've got some of the center of the flower selected, you can go back and start over or make some changes. So again, try not to get the center of the flower so that you can paint just on the petals and change their color. Now you're going to go select the brush tool. Again, you can use your keyboard shortcut B, brush tool. You see I've got a fairly large brush on here. And then you want to go to your swatches panel and choose a color that you want your flower petals to be. Uh, I'm going to choose a magenta here. And if you're in, we're going to use these blend modes. We'll be talking more about blending modes in a future video, but an assignment. But right now, for the mode, we're going to use color. If we don't, when we paint, we would just paint uh, solid color over the top of these petals. So we're going to use a blending mode of color so that when we paint, we actually see the detail of the flower underneath. So I don't care what color you choose, but just choose a color and paint over those petals that are selected. Now, once you've done that, you still have these marching ants around your selection. You can do Control D or Command D on a Mac to deselect, or you can go up here to select, deselect, and remove the selection, uh, the active selection. So next we're going to use the type tool. We're going to grab the type tool, or you can again press T on the keyboard. And we're going to come down here in the lower right hand corner and we're going to type the words flower shop. And we're going to use, up here in the options, you can see we'll be using Arial. That's the typeface. We're going to be using Arial Bold. Oops, I missed it here. Arial Bold at 60 points. And it's going to be white. So we're going to make sure that the color picker for the type is set to white. Now, there's always, if you're kind of wondering, do I have the complete white picked or solid white, you can always click this little small box and that moves it directly to the upper left-hand corner, which is complete white. You can see the difference there a little bit, maybe if this video shows it. So click OK. come down here and you're going to type out the words flower shop. We're going to use all caps, flower shop. Once we do that, we're going to use the move tool. Again, you can click V. Oops. We're going to move the type over here into the very corner. So now we have that typed out in Arial, bold, all caps, white at 60 point. Now you're going to take that same, you're in the text tool, move back to the text tool, and select the O in Flower Shop. You do that by clicking in between and then dragging over the top of the O. And then you're going to hit spacebar 3 times. And that's going to delete what was selected, and then you're going to add some extra space there for you to put your custom shape that you're going to have of a flower within the word flower shop. So we're going to move over and get the custom shape tool. So we're going to click on the shapes tool in the toolbar and move down to custom shape tool. In the custom shape options bar, we're going to choose the shape picker, and then we're going to move over here to the little gear icon, and we're going to tell it we want to see all the shapes that we can. And go ahead and click OK. That's fine. The default is just a few shapes. You want to click to see them all. And now also under this gear icon, you can see them as small icons or large icons. So I like it to see them large so I can see what I'm picking. And then I'm going to move down here and see if I can't find a good flower that I want to use. I'll use this flower shape. And then you have to go back up here and click on the shape picker again for it to turn off so that you can come down and use it here in the image. So I'm going to hold the shift button so that my flower will be drawn correctly and proportionally, and I'm going to draw a flower that I think might fit right in between the words in the bottom right hand corner here. Again, I'm going to use the move tool. I'm going to move that object. Oops. Down here in between. If it's the wrong size, you can always go up and do image, edit, transform, free transform, or do Control T. And if you hold down Shift again, you constrain it to be proportionally correct. And then you can move it wherever you need to move it. And then if you'll click in the thumbnail, double click in the thumbnail of your shape. Well, first, I'm sorry, I need to apply that transformation. You can either hit enter or you can click the check mark up in the options bar. Then you're going to go over here and click the thumbnail on your shape layer. I'm going to double click that, and it's going to give me the color picker for that shape. And if we move out here into the image, we can choose one of these colors that exactly match what color we've made the petals on our flower. So I'm gonna choose kind of a medium color that I made and say OK. Now we've got the flower change color and we've got the flower shop type in the bottom right hand corner with the O replaced with that custom shape of a flower. Again, it doesn't have to be this flower, it could be any of the flower shapes that are on the shape picker. So now you're just going to save that after you change the image size to 1,000 pixels wide, we're going to File, Save As, and again, we can continue to save as Photoshop documents, so all these layers will be saved. I'll be able to see what you've done. So we'll save that out. We'll add our name to the first, Mike Brown _ flower, and save. Now you're going to go and upload that to the Dropbox links on Blackboard.